Yesterday things were so gloomy, but today, yes sir, they're shiny and new. Oh, what a change has come to me. I've been dusted off the shelf. I am not myself. What a different world I view. I see a new sun up in a new sky, and my whole horizon has reached a new high. Yesterday my heart sang a blue song, but today hear it hum a cheery new song. I dreamed a new dream. I saw a new face. Now I'm spreading sunshine all over the place. With a new point of view, here's what greets my eye. New love, new luck, new sun in the sky. I saw a new face. Now I'm spreading sunshine all over the place. With a new point of view, here's what greets my eye. New love, new luck, new sun in the sky. I dreamed a new dream. I saw a new face. Now I'm spreading sunshine all over the place. With a new point of view, here's what greets my eye. New love, new luck, new sun in the sky. Well, good evening. Oh my goodness. Okay. They're never going to believe that much applause out of two people. We got two people in the room with us, and they're masked. Gosh, it's good to be back with you again. And even though it's 7:30 something here in the Washington, D.C. area and pitch black outside, it does feel a little bit like there's a new sun in the sky today. I hope there's a sun in your sky. We are so glad to be back with you. And this format has turned out to be, well, quite a boon. So, in case you don't know who I am, I'm Doug Bowles, and in case you don't know who this guy is on the piano over here, he's Mr. Alex Hassan. And we have a group called Three for a Song. Our third is social distancing all the way in Bethesda, Maryland tonight, and hopefully supporting us over the waves from far away. So it's so great to see you, and so glad to be a part of your lives in this way, such as it is. So that was Brand New Sun, or New Sun in the Sky, from 1931's musical review, The Bandwagon. It was the last show that Fred Astaire and his sister Adele did together before she married into the British aristocracy, and Freddie went on to dance with Ginger and many others, and all by his little own lonesome as well. And that was composed by Howard Dietz and Arthur Schwartz. So we hope you enjoyed that. The next number that we're going to do tonight, I discovered it years ago in an old phonograph that I had saved off of the back porch of a house that was being demolished. My sister-in-law said, "You love old record players, you got to go find this." And in it was this amazing machine. And on that amazing machine was this amazing song on Columbia. And it really, really stuck with me then. It's called Have a Little Faith in Me. Chorus, verse, chorus, sir. My heart's humming, better times are coming. Have a little faith in me. Skies will clear up just to make you cheer up. Have a little faith in me. distance there's a silver lining. I see it shining, and that just means success and happiness. Oh, I'll come through, dear, with the help of you, dear. Have a little faith in me. I wish I could say in my little way how you set my heart aflame. I tremble with fear whenever you're near. I even forget my name. To live and love you is my only have a little faith in me, darling. Please, have a little faith in me. In the distance, there's a silver lining. I see it shining, and that just means success and happiness. Oh, I'll come through, dear, with the help of you, dear. Have a little faith in me. For those of us that love music that's actually coming through a groove on a record, it's like a physical presence. And to hear a voice from 90 years ago crooning a song of comfort to you through a horn, my goodness, what magic. I was always a weird kid, but I'll never forget that moment. My skin just tingled. So if you haven't fallen in love with music in the groove, the physical sound of music, I highly recommend it. And here we are giving you the music through these little devices here in front of me. Microphones, how I hate them and how I love them because they connect me to you. And give me just a moment to remember what our next number is. So we did a number a minute ago by Mr. Fred Astaire. And I talked about that record being the first time I heard that song coming through a horn. Well, going into the balcony of a 1932 movie theater called the Grandin Theater in Roanoke, Virginia, which is next to Salem, Virginia, where I grew up. I remember having my popcorn in my hand, and as my friend opened the door to ascend the ramp up to the balcony, I saw the gargoyles and the castle-like brick structure on the inside of that theater and fell in love with what movie theaters used to be, which were palaces of magic. And on the screen was running a fairly scratchy version of the movie Top Hat with Mr. Fred Astaire and the wonderful Ginger Rogers. And this number is from that movie. It's called, "Isn't This a Lovely Day to Be Caught in the Rain?" Or, "Isn't This a Lovely Day to Be Caught in the Rain?"
All right, let's see if Alex remembers any kind of an intro.
Ah, yes. The weather is frightening. The thunder and lightning seem to be having their way. But as far as I'm concerned, it's a lovely day. So this turn in the weather will keep us together. So I can honestly say that as far as I'm concerned, it's a lovely day. And and everything's okay. Isn't this a lovely day to be caught in the rain? Honey, you were going on your way, now you've got to remain. Just as you were going, leaving me all at sea, the clouds broke, they broke, and oh, what a break for me. I can see the sun up high, though we're caught in a storm. I can see how you and I could be cozy and warm. Let the rain pitter-patter, 'cause it really doesn't matter if the skies are gray. Long as I can be with you, it's a lovely day. Play it, Alex. I'm no Fred Astaire, but you can't stand still with this playing. Just as you were going, you were leaving me all at sea. Oh, honey, those cumulonimbus broke, they broke, and oh, what a break for me. I can see the sun up high, though we're caught in a storm. Oh, I can see where you and I could be cozy and warm. Come on and let the rain pitter-patter, 'cause it really doesn't matter if the skies are gray. Long as I can be with you, it's a lovely day. Thank you so much. All right. They don't believe it now. We call Alex the pea-noodler because he's got such fingers, man, such fingers. He's got a number of numbers to share with you today between these groupings of numbers. And so here he is with his first number. Is this Gershwin?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait.
Now, for those of you who can't ever hear me during these stream concerts, I am going to be the loudspeaker tonight. I'm too lazy to get up and go to the microphone, so I'm hoping this will work. All right, first of the variety sort of numbers tonight. You know, Doug sings a few numbers, give you a piano solo, Doug sings a few more numbers. This is called Your Eyes, Your Smile. It's by Gershwin. And this was written for the wonderful musical in the late 20s. I can't never remember if I don't have it in front of me. Funny Face. And that's the musical that premiered. It's wonderful. Well, this particular number was cut from the show. Now, it's probably indicative of how really great everything else was. It was written for the show, that something as wonderful as Your Eyes, Your Smile got cut. All right, so a premiere here it may be a premiere all over the place for all I know. It was intended for Funny Face, never made it.
Boy, we really don't pay them enough for that. Alex, that was fabulous as always, man.
So good of the old child.
I love the way you play. It's amazing. If you took some lessons, it might even be good. We give each other ribbing like that all the time. And both of us deserve it. So we're sort of in the business of giving you a few things that sound familiar. Well, most of what we give you sounds familiar, but quite often it's never been heard before, as Alex likes to say. We've been found digging around at the Library of Congress, antique stores, and on his wall of renown with over 50,000 pieces of sheet music. And in boxes and backyards and who knows where things are going to turn up. So we have a couple of things to share with you. We call this our off-the-wall section of the program because sometimes the numbers are off the wall, and most times they're literally off his wall. So here, this is a number. This is from the New York Review by Ira Gershwin.
Which is the Ziegfeld 36.
See, this is why he's my friend. Without him, what would I be? Loud. He tells me to shut up sometimes, and it's the best thing in the world for a tenor to hear.
Get over it.
Sometimes tenors need to be told to shut up. Anywho, so it's Ira Gershwin and Vernon Duke. Yes? And so here it is. It's a number called Sunday Tan, and I'm reading from the manuscript. Hence my position on this very decorative stool, and these little square glasses, and lots of prayer. Here we go!
Well, just a little, just
you want to tell us some more?
more tidbits on this.
Okay, tidbits away.
This number, this may very well be a world premiere. This is written for the Ziegfeld 1936 and never used in the Ziegfeld 36. It never got performed. Why something as, this is a leading sort of statement, or why something as high quality of this was cut out of anything is a big baffle. Okay.
Well, wait. No, I'm a college professor. I can't do this. I have got to introduce this song by lecturing to you. And I suspect, much like most of my students, and some of you may be my students, you'll probably been sleeping by the time I finish. So I'll make a loud noise. But there are some references in this piece, even though it's only about 80 years old, that might not make sense. We know what Coney Island is. We get that. But then moving further on into the song, as we become very serious students here, we talk about Mr. Shepherd's Place in Egypt. It was one of the top hotels in the world from mid-19th century until 1952, at which time, well, it was torn down. Like all the great hotels. And then there we speak about the Negresco spot, which is a Negresco hotel in Nice. It is still in business in Nice. Yes? And then we talk about the Tremor, which was an Atlantic City hotel, also demolished in 1972. And when I finish singing this, so will be my career. And then we talk about Narragansett, which of course is a Rhode Island town or resort. And and then we make the reference at the end of the song, The Deuce with Mrs. Grundy. The Deuce means the hell with, doesn't matter. Mrs. Grundy comes from 1798, a play by Thomas Morton, Speed the Plow. And a Mrs. Grundy, some people still use it this way, but a Mrs. Grundy was a busybody neighbor who thought everything you did was inappropriate. Hello? Are you awake? Hello? Okay, good. Now that you're awake, we can do this number for you. Alex, take it away.
Here we go.
When the city is sweltering, the temperature high, people go helter-skeltering to Coney and Rye. One and all, let them fall for their Sunday at the beach. If it's hot, we've a spot that is just in reach. Really haven't far to go, climbing up 3 flights or so. In a chimney setting with you, I'll be getting my Sunday tan. Through with daily labors, up there with the neighbors, that rooftop clan. Our records we will play, Toscanini will serenade us. We'll be okay every way, for no heart is aloof on a roof. We can give the raspberry to Newport and Asbury the minute we plan. Parading in our undies, getting our Sundays tan. There's Mr. Shepherd's place in Egypt, that Negresco spot in Nice, where the tourists love to be gypped, $30 a day a piece. Can you imagine? You can keep that place in Montauk, even though it is fireproof. You can pay more at the Ritz or the Traymore, but we prefer our roof. Oh yeah. In the chimney setting up there, we'll be getting our Sunday tan. Reading Sunday comics, exposing our stomachs, that rooftop clan. We'll look quite recherche in a setting of lovely clotheslines. We'll be okay every way, for no heart can be aloof on a roof. Who needs Narragansett when up here we can sit dressed up in a fan? The deuce with Mrs. Grundy, let's get our Sunday tan. Thank you. You can't stop them. You just can't stop them. They're so supportive and wonderful. Mr. Bill Ewing is running our system tonight and set up this wonderful system for cleansing the air. There are no less than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 spots in this room which are sucking out the air violently, which is kind of what happens when I enter a room. But that's a story for another day. Thank you, Bill, for keeping us socially distanced and socially acceptable. And for his partner and wonderful friend of ours, Miss Jacqueline Anderson, who played for the National Symphony for years and still is playing and teaching and is one of our dearest, dearest friends. We call her Jackie, and she's got some of the sweetest cats in the world. If you could imagine the love in this room and to be able to perform in a space that feels like you're in someone's living room, because you are. It's wonderful. We've been here many times, and it really does feel like home. So thanks, guys, and thanks for the generous applause, which is completely unbelievable. So while we're still off the wall here, Alex is going to share a piece for you that he found, and I can't wait to hear it. It's actually by J.C. Johnson and Andy Razaf, and I'll let him tell you a little bit about it.
Okay, the story on this number, which is called Lonesome Swallow, this was a request recently by a friend who runs something called Hollywood Sheet Music. She used to run a shop in Hollywood, the same name, and now she lives in Las Vegas and has maintained a lot of her contacts, and periodically she's sending an email. Alex, do you have? Well, Alex did not have. Well, it turns out then that Stephanie of Hollywood Sheet Music did a little bit more research and found that this particular song, the copyright manuscript, was held by a particular lawyer, and the lawyer was really quite responsive, and he provided her a copy, and she provided us a copy of a really quite stunning number that never made it to copyright. Really quite something. So here we go. Lonesome Swallow by black songwriter J.C. Johnson, who wrote Rhythm and Romance and Believe It Beloved, and lyrics by Andy Razaf. You won't hear me sing, that's for sure. But he's the guy who, for very long time in his career, was a lyricist for people like Fats Waller and U.B. Blake. Here we go, Lonesome Swallow.
I'm not as, by the way, excellent, man. You're always excellent. I'm not as familiar with J.C. Johnson as I am with James P. Johnson, but my God. And I do know Andy Rezev, of course, because I teach Andy Rezev. I'm a faculty member. I'm way over here. I'm still here, I promise. I'm a faculty member at Howard University here in Washington, D.C., the only BFA musical theater program in Washington, D.C., and I just earned my salary. There we go. And so, Andy, I know, of course, from Ain't Misbehavin's fame, and, of course, way back with UB and all those guys. But I have never heard this song before until he showed me this yesterday. And I do have the music.
And he did what?
I said, you gave me the music yesterday, and I do have it. Yes.
Yeah, he took out his iPhone, and all of a sudden he had the music.
So I wonder if I could do it. Who made it famous? On recording?
Ethel Waters.
That did it.
So?
Anything Ethel Waters did, will probably screw up. But anything Ethel Waters did, I love. I tell my students all the time, Ethel Waters, people ask, what is it she did with a song? She sang every lyric. She sang every lyric like it was real words with meaning. Oh my God, just love Ethel Waters. Can we give it a try? Can we take it down, like nice and slow?
Yeah. You're hearing the same song. This is obviously a setup.
No, it isn't. You can't take him on stage. You would have been fooled. Alex!
I can't help it.
I can't
yeah,
either.
But you know, for those of you who wanted to know, well, what's a lovely number like that doing just as a piano solo? Here we go.
Chill out, chill out, chill out. Shh. Relax. Vamp it again. Slow it down. Relax. Take a breath, my friend. Poor little lonesome swallow up in a tree top high. Poor little lonesome swallow, I heard your lonely sigh. You miss your nest where life is best, and so do I. Lonesome swallow, lonesome swallow, I know you're blue. Lonesome swallow, lonesome swallow, I'm lonesome too. Spread your wings and fly, lead me back to my home. Over valleys, streets, and alleys, and winding trails, over highways, rocky byways, through hills and dales. Lonesome swallow, I'm gonna follow you home. Walking will be sweet to my weary feet when I raise my eyes. See you flying and bravely trying up there in the skies. Devil take it if I make it, no more will I roam. Lonesome swallow, I'm gonna follow you home. Walking will be sweet to these weary feet. When I raise these eyes, I see you flying, bravely trying, up there in the skies. Devil, take it if I make it, no more will I roam. Lonesome swallow, I'm gonna follow you home. Lonesome swallow, gonna follow you home. Thank you. Okay, sit down in the gallery.
It's on an endless loop. That's what
It is. I feel like I'm stuck between a wild audience and a crazy man at the piano. Ethel would have done that better, but that is my first time trying, so I'm going to listen to her 85 more times. So we do call this program Off the Wall, and this is one of the more off-the-wall numbers that we found. This one we've been doing for a while, and I'm not going to tell you the title because I say it a number of times in the piece, and I'm going to attempt to purvey it for you tonight in as clear a manner as possible so you do not miss a single word. This is getting talked about a lot in political circles and on the news and in the media these days. This is from the 1930s when, of course, we always repeat things. The same issue was up then. So here we go. This is a comedy number. Don't get your panties in an uproar. It's political, but it's all in fun. Here we go. I wasn't out and out conservative. I was observative as a lad. My parents thought that any liberal was strictly, literally mad. But as I grew older, I shot up like a tree. Dogma was dropped, by the way. My thoughts grew bolder. I was a thinker free. You'll understand when I say I've got that communistic feeling. What shall I do? I want to share my life with you. We'd never split up. We'd hit up and be lit up with love forever and ever. Amen. This funny communistic feeling gave me a start. I'll throw a bomb into your heart, and then perhaps, sure, I'll capture the rapture that love can give. Then right from the middle of a crowded street, I'll shout my love for you. I won't care a fiddle for the cop on the beat. My love will ring out true. If I could measure my affection to some degree, why, I'd go to jail most merrily. This thing has got me reeling, this communistic feeling for you. Now, my thoughts were reactionarily inclined. I had a one-track mind, can't deny. Theories of Mr. Malthus and Karl Marx, they caused no mental sparks to fly. Then you came my way, and then inside of me a revolution was bred. I must obey, for Lenin cried to me, honey, don't be so blue, be a red. I have communistic feeling for you, comrade. Come up and see me sometime. I have decorated dacha for you all in red. Red triangles, red circles, red square. I'll put phonograph record on, the Lennon sisters, and we'll dance the Foxtrotsky. Oh, my dear, there will be no Stalin in my love-making for you. And right from the middle of a crowded street, I'll shout my love for you. I won't care a fiddle for the cop on the beat. My love will ring out true. If I could measure my affection to some degree, why, I'd go to jail most merrily. this thing has got me reeling. This communistic feeling for you. Do svidania, comrade. Interestingly enough, we performed that at the Catholic University for their musical theater program and got uproarious laughter from kids who I thought were far too young to get that song. Shows you how timeless that is. And then once here at Jackie's Salon, we actually had a woman yell up, "That's not funny!" So we always like to put a controversial number in every show. So whatever you're doing at home right now, know that it was done with great love and affection for each of you. And now I'm going to go and have another drink, and Alex is going to play for you again. What are you playing, Alex?
Back again.
Uh-oh.
All right, what is he playing? Some more number 4,000 on the hit parade. 1942, there's an Eddie Cantor musical called Banjo Eyes. I should have brought along a piece of the sheet music, because the cover is Cantor's face with huge eyes, sort of like the artist's big eyes. Anyway, I found recently a couple of numbers, once again intended for the show, and cut. Once again, wow. Vernon Duke, yet again, this time with the lyricist John Latouche. This is called Two Sparkling Eyes, and then it will morph into a number called Hushabye Land.
4?
That was 2 numbers.
Oh my gosh.
Just because it's a melody doesn't mean it's not 2 numbers.
Your playing is so wonderful that whenever you play, it feels much longer. Wait a minute, that's not what I meant to say. I mean, time seems to fly by when Alex plays.
I'm going to hire him for a PR.
Yes. Yes. Well, Alex has asked me to do this because I would never aggrandize myself or do any kind of hawking or selling online. I would never do that. But Alex and I are on several CDs, and 2 of them we can send to you if you want. The first is called New Deal Rhythm, Musical Cures for the Depression Blues, which we recorded about 465 years ago in England, and it is on Shellwood Records. And so that can be found. It has things in it that you might know. Things like, I don't know, I Got a Communistic Feeling for You. Now you know that. And it's also got Brother, Can You Spare a Dime? And New Deal Rhythm, and all sorts of wonderful stuff. The WPA, Come Home Prosperity. I know I know that these tunes are household words.
And the title of our show is on there.
The title of our show is on? No, it is not. We did not include that number, but you will hear it later.
Never mind.
No, we thought about it, but yes. Wake up, Alex. It's morning in some part of the world. And here is the other one that we have lots of copies for. This one is broken because in a fit of rage I hurled it against the wall because I was artistically frustrated. But now I'm not artistically frustrated because I'm with you. It's called 3 for a Song. I'm kidding, of course. It's just cracked because they make really cheap CD cases now. In fact, who has CDs? Just me. It's called 3 for a Song, the greatest songs you've never heard. And it features myself and Alex and also our former collaborator and dear friend, Karen Paladin Sori, who is now with Paladin Paskaloff. And she is still very much in our lives, and we love her very much. And so, and she's an incredible, heroic soprano voice and a great gift for comedy. She will remind you very much of the comedic heroine in the Marx Brothers films, whose name is escaping me.
Which one?
The woman in the Marx Brothers films, who's always so funny.
Margaret.
Margaret Dumont, thank you very much. Yes. So either of these or both of these CDs can be yours, and in time for Christmas for the low, low price of $10 plus shipping and handling. And you can email me at doug@dougbowles.com. Can't forget that, can you? And we'll set up something. You don't have to buy them, but I will come to each of your homes and cry pitifully until you do. And if you don't want to listen to the music, then you make really nice coasters or Christmas decorations. We like to remember that whenever we talk about the CDs. And before I do the next set of numbers, I also wanted to mention that I recently got back in touch with my voice teacher. And it's tangentially connected to this trio of songs that we've hooked up together. We're doing a little Broadway tribute here. But when I was in high school, the very first musical I was in, and I had no idea I could sing, my very first voice teacher, Mr. Stephen Stolen, came from Roanoke College and saw the show and actually sent a note backstage to compliment my work. He knew that I was about to apply at Roanoke College in Salem, Virginia, where I got my BA in music. And he called me a tenor. And God bless Stephen Stolen. He came back into my life through Facebook. I don't want to give them a plug, but that's how it happened. And of all the horrible things that can happen on social media, it can bring us all together. And so Stephen is back in my life now and happily commenting on some of my posts, and I really hope he's listening. He was my first image of what a tenor could be. And he was a gentleman and has a beautiful voice. And I really gave him hell. So as a voice teacher for years, I've mentioned him. So Stephen, if you're listening, or if you listen later, because this will be on YouTube forever, if you're listening later, I want to send you all the love in the world and all the gratitude in the world. Stephen had so much to deal with me. And the reason I bring him up with my students is that very often they will give me what I gave him, which was frustration. And I will say, aha, I'm getting paid back. Stephen had a lot of faith in me, and he spent a whole year convincing me that I was a tenor, and I didn't want to be a tenor. I wanted to be a baritone. The reason I didn't want to be a baritone was because I had been raised to believe that being gay was wrong, and tenor voices sounded feminine to me, and I was ashamed of who I was. And so it took that man a year to beat into my head that I was actually a tenor, and then he moved away. But sometimes self-identity or self-love or loathing can affect our musicianship, because our musicianship is who we are. And so I'm so glad that we're now living in a world where you can be who you are and you never have to apologize for it. And I'm so glad that my students don't have to apologize for who they are. And if you're out there, students, I love you. You be you. Okay, so this next set of songs is 3 songs about Broadway. And we're putting them in because, as you know, I know I'm bringing you all down. As you know, Broadway is not really doing a lot right now. And there are a lot of some of the finest artists in the world who are out of work or underemployed. So I encourage you to get to the websites. I wish I had the list in my head right now, but go look and find. And if any of my friends are going to be joining us on Zoom, put it in the support these actors and actresses who are out of work. I have friends locally that are struggling and suffering because they're out of work. Broadway is, it's one of America's greatest exports, and it's our folk music in some ways. It's our opera, and people around the world admire it, and we all miss it. Some of the most magical, life-changing moments of my life have been spent in a Broadway theater, where you can not only hear and see the actor, but literally smell them and smell all the people around you and smell the popcorn, and there's a lot of smelling going on in Broadway theater. Anyway, I digress. Please support Broadway. Broadway, I love you. I'm sending kids your way. We're sending them from Catholic. We're sending them from Howard. We're sending them from all over the world because we want that art form to continue. So everybody get out there. So here it is, a little love song to Broadway. The first piece is from George M. Cohan, and that musical that Stephen saw me in was called 45 Minutes from Broadway. The second piece is from 1929 from Broadway Melody, and it's called Broadway Melody. And finally, 42nd Street from filmed in 1933, the musical 42nd Street, which you will know from the 1970s musical. This man can talk. I will shut up now and sing us some songs. I will sing us some songs. Oh, get up and play the piano, man. It's not that bad. Did you ever see 2 Yankees part upon a foreign shore, where the old ship's just about to start for old New York once more? With a tear-dimmed eye they say goodbye, they're friends without a doubt. And the man on the pier shouts, "Let 'em clear," when the ship strikes out. Then Johnny says, "Say hello to dear old Coney Isle if there you chance to be. When you're at the Waldorf, have a smile and charge it up to me. Mention my name every place you go, as round the town you roam. Won't you call on my gal? Now remember, old pal, when you get back home. Give my regards to Broadway. Remember me to Herald Square. Tell all the gang at 42nd Street that I will soon be there. Whisper of how they're yearning to mingle with the old-time throng. Come on and give my regards to old Broadway and say that I'll be there ere long. There may be streets that have their sorrows, a smile today, a tear tomorrow. But there's a street that lives in glory. It always tells the same old story. Don't bring a frown to old Broadway. You got a clown on Broadway. Your troubles there, they're out of style, for Broadway always wears a smile. A million lights, they flicker there. A million hearts beat quicker there. No skies of gray, on that great bright way. It's the Broadway melody. In the heart of little old New York, there is a thoroughfare. It's the part of little old New York that runs right through Times Square. That crazy quilt, that Broad Street Jack built. If you've got a little time to spare, I want to take you there. Come and meet those dancing feet on the avenue I'm taking you to, 42nd Street. Hear the beat of dancing feet. It's the song I love, the melody of 42nd Street. Little nifties from the 50s, innocent and sweet. Sexy ladies from the 80s who are indiscreet. They're side by side, they're both glorified. Where the underworld can meet the elite, 42nd Street. Little nifties from the 50s, they're so innocent, they're so sweet. And those sexy ladies from the 80s who are indiscreet. The big parade goes on for years. It's a rhapsody of laughter and tears. Naughty, gaudy, gaudy, sporty, 42nd Street. Love you, Broadway.
What note was that?
Thank you. Thank you. They gotta stop it. I'll be taking a lot of Advil tonight, and now Mr. Alex Hassan will play you another piano specialty.
Back again.
Go for it, Alex.
Back again with another hit parade number that should have been. This is by Herman Hupfeld. Herman Hupfeld will forever be known by. So that's his big number. Now that is roughly the same year that he wrote this number. This one is called One More Night. Never got published, and it never got copyrighted either, but the musical archaeologist over here has his ways. So One More Night turned out to be a show that never made it to New York. It ended unfortunately out on the road somewhere, and it starred a French chanteuse named Irene Bordoni, who was much more popular in the 1920s, but by 1931 probably had seen better times. But Hupfeld, for whatever reason, writes the score, and it was probably a real shame for him. He probably had some sleepless nights knowing that this wasn't going anywhere. But fortunately, the manuscripts exist, and here is the title song from the review, musical, whatever, called One More Night. this not beautiful? Hey, give him a melody like that, and
Now anybody could play a song like that.
Yeah.
Anybody. I mean, even this guy. That was gorgeous.
So good of you,
Oh
Joe.
my God, man. Yes.
Yeah, but I'm sure you'll find a way to sing another 3 tunes here.
No, just 2. Before we go tonight, yes, it's just 2 more songs. I passed math. Alex didn't. But who cares? When you play like that, you could do anything. So we've just really enjoyed being with you today. And I hope some of you have stayed awake and none of you are hating us all right now. And we do hope that you'll tune back in December when we're back here. Do we happen to know that date, Bill? What's our December date?
Mid-December.
13th. Jackie says December 13th. We'll be back here one more time in this beloved year of 2020 to do another program for you. And you also have the opportunity, and I hate to do this, I really do, donate. There's a little button at the top of the page that you signed in on where you can donate. Anything that you donate will be matched. Am I correct? Are you still doing that? Okay, well, that's incredibly ridiculously generous of our hosts, but they will be doubling your donation, and they will also be dipping their donuts at Dunkin' Donuts and any other thing that starts with a D. Anyway, so do please donate. And these last 2 numbers we give you from our hearts, and we hope that you enjoy them and join us. Well, I'll say that after. Let's go. Let's do this Mr. Jerome Kern piece, which is one of my favorites. Please don't be offended if I preach to you a while. Tears are out of place in eyes that were meant to smile. There's a way to make your very biggest trouble small. Here's the happy secret of it all. Look for the silver lining whene'er a cloud appears in the blue. Remember, somewhere the sun is shining, and so the right thing to do is make it shine for you. A heart full of joy and gladness will always banish sadness and strife. So always look for the silver lining and try to find the sunny side of life. Banish sadness and strife. So always look for the silver lining and try to find the sunny side of life. We know that roses won't grow by our door unless we plant them there. We know the happiness that we're striving for is what we make it. Here's how to take it. What does it matter if skies are not blue? Life doesn't promise a rose-colored view. Still, we go along like a lot of folks do, making the best of each day. What if our clothes have been worn quite a bit? Somewhat old-fashioned in style, we'll admit. Will you fix it and sew it and change it to fit? You gotta make it the best of each day. Now, there's a lot of things that we miss these days. Still, our hope is never gone. You see, we know that a smile or kiss will help us carry on. What if our dreamboat somehow doesn't sail? Whether we're lucky or whether we fail, still we'll go along to the end of life's trail, making the best of each day. Now, these have been difficult times, folks. We've been through some tough years. We've lost some people. We've shared our tears. But no pandemic or any political despair is going to keep us down. This is America, damn it, and we're built on community. We know that the way to get through anything is to get through it together. A community of artists, a community of business people, a community of everyday citizens. Come on now, get up off of your worries and your fears, and remember, we can make the best of each day. Now, there's a lot of things that we miss. Still, our hopes are never gone. We know that a smile and a kiss will help us carry on. Oh, so what if our dreamboat somehow doesn't sail? Whether we're lucky or whether we fail, still we'll go along to the end of the trail, making the best of each day. Yeah. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us for a Zoom session, a quick Zoom session, right after this program. Right after this, as we leave. Goodbye.